Welcome back, everyone, to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. I think that there's a few other issues that I'd like to address in regards to this missing middle conversation we just had. I think that too often in the last little while, because of this quadplex controversy / policy that the federal government, provincial government, different municipalities have been focused on, has been sort of taken the agenda away from missing middle, and I think in a wrong regard. Is key. I think that the conversation we just had in regards to missing middle, which focused on smaller homes, cottages, laneway houses, downsizing units for seniors, as well as starter homes for young people, it's the right issue. Quadplexes is I think the wrong issue. Quadplexes are 4 houses in one building. That's not necessarily what the solution is or what everyone wants. That maybe been right for Montreal, for an example, or brownstones in New York. But you take a look at Port Credit, you take a look at Swansea, the beaches. What they had there was 20 units per acre. It's smaller lots. It's importantly a setback from the street that is less than currently demanded by most zoning, and not huge garages necessarily at the front of homes. And as people lead less cars and want less garages, we don't need to have these double, triple car garages in the front of every home as you go down the street. There's a lot of sort of new urbanism that thinks that some of the setbacks that have been demanded have actually decreased the sense of community and the number of eyes on the street, and so therefore safety and friendliness, social capital, etc. And so I think that the towns that people like to live in, not necessarily quadplexes, but they are potentially towns that have smaller homes that 1 or 2 people could live in, either starting out or later on in life, and are not cottages per se, but are smaller and have smaller lots that need less care, and are those sort of turn of the century World War I era, World War II era homes that we have and people love in the beaches, in Swansea, in Port Credit, in Streetsville, in Blurwis Village, in Rossesville's area. There are some of the neighborhoods that people love living in. We build subdivisions of 6 units per acre and less in suburbia with huge setbacks, both from the street, in the backyard, from the side yards. Well, and we build 100 units per acre or more in condos. But what we don't allow in our zoning today are the neighborhoods that people really loved. And I think that's the solution to missing middle, not necessarily these quadplexes that too many politicians have been overly focused on in the last little while. Just my final point. Brian Crombie on the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. Thanks. Good night, everybody.